So in today's video, we're gonna be doing something that might be a little controversial, might get me some hate. It's completely different than anything I've ever made before, but I just felt like I wanted to make this video. I wanna hear your guys' opinions on these topics that I'm gonna be talking about, so make sure to watch the whole video and then drop a comment down below. Let me know if you agree with my opinions, disagree, if I missed anything, etc. One quick thing before we do jump into that though, I do want to say, if you follow me on Instagram, you already know, but I recently was in a car accident. My truck is in the shop for an extended period of time. I do not have a rental car at the moment, so it's been very difficult for me to film on the water with my Ginu. I've tried to film some content on the water fishing on friends' boats, but it just didn't turn out how I really wanted it to.
Yeah, cameraman, cool, whatever, but like I want to fish as well. I didn't come out here to film YouTube videos, dude. It's not quite what I was going for today.
I kind of enjoy being by myself on the water for filming videos because it allows me to like get more creative freedom, because there's times where I just go around getting cinematics and stuff, and obviously I'm not going to make my buddies do that when they want to go catch fish. So that's why we're here today, and that's where we're standing. But let's go ahead and just jump into the number one. First thing, this, by the way, this is in no particular order, but the first thing that I think is hurting our current fishing community.
Why this beat so crazy?
Wait a second. Is that what I think it is? Bro, did you see his new video? Do you see the first fish he caught? That light? Do you see the light in the back? Bro, I know where that is. I know where that is. We're golden. We're gonna go catch a mega. Nah, dude, I'm telling you, I know where that light is. I'm looking at it right now. I can recognize that light anywhere, dude. That's so obvious. I don't know why he wouldn't blur that out. Nah, bro, load up the boat. We're going tonight. We're going tonight. We have to go tonight. Now, don't get me wrong. We've all been there, especially when you're first getting into fishing. You see these people catching these giant fish and you just want to be like them because they make it look so easy. They make it look like you just go to this spot, you cast your line in the water, and you catch a 40. That's not the case though, because the people that are posting these videos are grinding. They're putting in time to learn spots, to learn behavior of the fish in that area, to dial in the bite down to the tide, the bait, the time of day, etc. So by you just going on Instagram and YouTube and finding the spot by being a little bit of a detective and searching through the backgrounds, you might find a spot that works. If you see that they're catching the fish at night and you can recognize where the spot is and you go there at night, you might catch a giant. But the problem is you're not learning anything. It's just like when you're in school, and I can't believe I'm making that reference because I hate school, but when you cheat on a test, you don't learn anything. You might pass the test, but it doesn't actually teach you anything. And that's the same with stealing spots for fishing. You're gonna catch fish possibly, but you're not gonna learn why you're catching fish. You're not gonna learn why those fish are there, what structure is keeping them there, maybe why they're there at that time of day, that tide. So it doesn't help you in the long run because you might have one really good spot now that is in your arsenal of spots to fish. But the thing is, you're never gonna replicate that. Every other spot you go to, you're still gonna catch small fish because you don't know why the big fish are at that spot at that time biting that lure. You need to actually learn things in fishing. That's the number one thing. And like I said, I'm guilty of this. When I first got into fishing, I definitely was fiending for spots, but I've learned that it doesn't help because I fiend a spot and I catch decent fish, and then I would go try to find my own spots and it wouldn't work. And I finally caught on to the fact that I'm not actually learning why those fish are at that spot. So when you actually take the time to put in the work to find your own spots, find why they're biting there, and test out, you know, it's all trial and error. Once you figure it out, that kind of can translate to other spots. You just gotta spend time on the water and really learn the fish, learn their patterns, and that overall will just help you catch better fish and more fish. It kind of segues into the next thing I want to talk about.
Why this beat so crazy?
Now don't get me wrong, the likes, the comments, the views on social media are awesome, and it's really cool to see yourself grow as a creator, but you cannot let that get to your head sometimes because it'll make you do some really stupid things that make no sense. There's no reason for you to do it, and overall you just look like an idiot. Now if you don't know what I'm talking about, here you go.
Florida Fishing Entertainment, you know what the going on. Got me the nice slot snook in the gas station. It's every cast, baby.
Now, I don't know who in the right mind thought this was like a cool thing to do. It's retarded. There's no reason for you to go into a gas station and hold up a fish. There's many other stupid trends on social media with fishing that people are just doing for views and clicks and stuff. And that's cool, man. Get your clicks, I guess. But at the end of the day, if it wasn't for those clicks, one, you wouldn't be doing this. Two, I don't think you'd even ever pick up a fishing rod again if it wasn't for Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube. Half of these people that are out there fishing, that are influencers or wannabe influencers in the fishing community, realistically probably would never fish if it wasn't for social media. Or if they were getting no clicks, if they were getting 10 likes, and for an extended period of time, they would probably just quit. They wouldn't fish at all. Me personally, I've been fishing since I was a child. My name's Hunter. I grew up outdoors. I grew up hunting mostly, but I always liked fishing better. It was just hard to fish because my father really wanted me to hunt, and I guess I disappointed him maybe a little bit, but I don't know, I'm still outdoors at least.
Why this beat so crazy?
All right, so this is something that I think a lot more people do than you actually know. I think a lot of these creators or creators that want to become someone, want to get sponsored by a brand, want to get, you know, PR packages sent to them with like lures and rods and reels, whatever, are kind of faking, in a sense, their content. They're going out there and catching fish on live bait or catching fish with, I don't know, rod made by company A, but then when they pose with the fish, they're holding up a rod made by company B because they want to get sponsored by that company, or they're catching the fish on live bait and they're throwing a glide bait, a 10-inch glide bait in the fish's mouth because they want to be known as like, oh, I catch big fish with glide baits, or they want to get sponsored by these companies. And it's just so wrong. If you catch a fish on live bait, for one, just don't stick treble hooks in the fish's mouth. Like, how would you like that for someone to just stick things in? That was gonna sound really weird. It's just wrong. Don't do it. And it's even more embarrassing when these companies are doing it, and it's kind of essentially like scamming your followers and your supporters. And once again, there's a lot more people out there doing this, companies, creators, that you guys don't even know. I know for a fact a couple people who do this, and I'm not gonna out them, but it's just, I would personally never do it, and I think that if you do it, it's just retarded. And I think that's a big problem with today's fishing community, is the scams of faking essentially your catches. I don't know if faking's even the right word to really say for that. I don't know the right word to say for that, but you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. If you do any of this stuff, honestly, unfollow me. I don't want you to follow me if you do any of this stuff, because on my page and my content, like, I don't want to be known as a person that does any of the stuff I mentioned today. So if this is the first time that you're actually watching my channel and you enjoyed this video, maybe I'll do more videos like this, especially right now while I can't get out there on the water. But let me know if you agree with my stance on some of these topics. If you disagree, and if you disagree, I would like to know why. I would love to have a conversation with you guys. I'm not saying I'm right, but open my eyes as to why I'm wrong. If you like the video, leave a like, maybe subscribe if you're new, if you're not subscribed yet. Like I just said, this channel, I don't want to be that kind of person. Pretty soon, when I'm able to get back there on the water, I'm gonna be doing a bunch of cool stuff. I'm gonna try to, focus on more higher quality videos instead of just pumping out dumb videos. I've upgraded camera equipment. I'm still in the process of upgrading camera equipment. I've got a bunch of new rods and reels since I've last been on the water fishing with you guys. Maybe I'll do a rod reel video soon. We also got a bunch of new baits that I want to throw around, bigger baits. This winter, we're definitely gonna be targeting some giant snook. But we're definitely not going to be catching slot snook and taking them into a gas station. So if that's what you're here to see, then you're on the wrong channel. But with that being said, guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.